Nikola Tesla died alone, broke, and talking to pigeons. This was the same man who gave us the foundation for wireless communication, alternating current and ideas that were so far ahead of his time. They sounded like science fiction. He was, without question, a true genius. But by the end of his life, Tesla wasn't remembered as a visionary. He was remembered as a madman. Why does this happen? Why do some of the smartest people to ever live end up isolated, miserable, or actively working against themselves? It's not bad luck. It's not some tragic curse. It's the dark side of genius. Let's be honest. Being smart feels like having a cheat code for life. You can connect the dots faster. You see through lies easier. Problems that frustrate everyone else, you solve them before they even realize there's a problem. And Tesla wasn't just smart. He was so far ahead of his time that even his own investors thought he was just crazy. I mean, he literally predicted the smartphone. But here's the twist. The world doesn't actually reward intelligence by itself. It rewards what you do with it. And the smarter you are, the more tempting it becomes to believe that you're too smart to fail. You see it in history all the time. From brilliant scientists to revolutionary thinkers. Intelligence makes you feel invincible. Until you realize the world doesn't care how smart you are. It cares whether you can play the game. The smarter you are, the harder it is to connect with people. Not because you're arrogant, but because your brain just works differently. Conversations feel slow. People laugh at the wrong moments. You see layers in everything. But when you try to explain them, people stare at you like you're speaking another language. That disconnect doesn't just make you lonely, it makes you resentful. You start to believe the world is the problem, that you're surrounded by idiots, that no one deserves to understand you. That's exactly what happened to Tesla. He believed he was the only one who could see the future clearly. And when no one listened, he withdrew. He isolated himself physically, mentally, and emotionally. And when the only company is your own mind, that's when the real damage starts. Smart people are great at solving problems, but they're even better at creating them. You overanalyze every decision until you're paralyzed. You predict problems that might never happen. You preemptively sabotage yourself to avoid them. You see conspiracies, hidden meanings, and invisible enemies. Until you've turned reality into a puzzle only you can solve. Tesla did this consistently. He rejected partnerships. He chased ideas that couldn't work. He believed people were stealing his thoughts, so he stopped sharing them altogether. Because when you believe you're the only smart person in the room, you stop trusting anyone, even yourself. This is why intelligence and wisdom are not the same. Intelligence tells you how to solve a problem, but wisdom, it tells you which problems are actually worth solving. Tesla knew how to change the world, but he never figured out how to live in it. And that's the real dark side of genius. The belief that if you're smart enough, you can think your way out of anything, even your own self-destruction. But some problems can't be solved with thinking. They can only be solved with understanding of yourself, of the people around you, of the limits of what thinking can really do. And here's the scary part. You don't have to be a genius to fall into this trap. We live in a time where everyone's obsessed with being the smartest person in the room. We reward hot takes, clever arguments, and all sorts of intellectual flexing. But none of that makes you happier. None of it helps you connect, because in the end, being smart isn't what's gonna save you. Being human is. But the thing is, even if you're not a genius, your mind is still under attack. Tesla's downfall came from inside his own head. Yours? It's happening right now. From the outside in, because attention is now the most valuable commodity on earth. Every app, every platform, every algorithm is fighting for the control of what you think about, what you care about, and even who you are. The real question we should be asking isn't just, are you smart enough to think for yourself? It should be, are you even the one thinking? And that's exactly what we're diving into next time. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on that one, Or if you got your own thoughts on genius, intelligence, or why smart people self-destruct, drop a comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit like if this video gave you something to think about. And if you're new here, subscribe so you can be part of this whole series. Because these aren't just videos, they're pieces of a much bigger puzzle.